music have to pay attention. Same thing when we sing. We should be doing the same thing, paying attention to what we sing, how long we sing it, when do we move to the next line, what does it sound like, okay? Let's do our hand motions again. Yes.
A good sign, or a good way of doing that is to a soundtrack, as opposed to a line.
A metronome? You mean like a tick? You talk about a tempo?
No, I mean soundtrack is kind of memorized. You gotta know when to go up, when to go down, kind of like.
Oh yes,
or,
yes.
Okay.
But once you learn what do and so relationship and what it should sound like, hopefully you'll start hearing it in your music. Do, da, da. Oh, that's do, so. Oh, that's twinkle, twinkle. Oh, okay. And you'll start associating, and then music will be, oh, that's a whole bunch of this is going on together. The relationship with one another. Yes.
I kind of remember way back when you taught another workshop and you said that's a full step, that's a half step, comparing from where you were to where you're going.
Oh, okay. For you, yes. So I'm saying everybody learns differently, but you start here. Okay? So let's do it one more time. See if you can pay attention to three things. What you sound in your mind, your pitch, your hand motions, and the tempo, because this is what I got to do as a musician. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you notice now? Anybody? There was times you pulsated twice.
And then held the last for 4.
Right. And those are things. These are all the little tricks that goes on in my head as we sing wonderful songs. When Steve gives us anthem of praise, it's a lot faster for me in my brain. Okay? So I wanted to introduce you. So next week, keep working on those hand signs. I'll bring a new song for us to work on. Okay? All right. Well, I have a question.
Oh man, I have a blue sheet.
Blue sheet. Yes. Brother, we just go. I'll give you some of my time. Okay. You know, we've heard the term worship most of our lives, but has anyone ever talked about worship wars? Wars. Let's see if I can get my next. Bear with me with my. Let's see. Okay. A war is a state of open and declared hostile conflict. Here's a question. Was there ever a time in the Bible where the worship was perfect?
Yes.
When?
Before Satan decided to want to be Christ, want to be like God.
Okay.
And God.
Okay.
Because he actually was music and he was perfection of music. So
there was a time. Anybody else? Was there another time? Between two people, there was some perfect worship. Yeah, Satan was one at one time. Anybody else? Think about the garden.
Before
Adam and Eve before sin.
Adam with God. Worship was perfect.
okay.
What made it perfect?
There wasn't no sin.
Well, no sin.
With no sin. Okay? So we know that worship is a relationship between God and his people. Now, let me give you the definition that my professor at Liberty University gives about worship war. It says, it says worship wars happen when there is a disagreement or a personal preference over music, style, traditional services, instruments, usher dress codes, praise dancing, and approach to worship that has become the basis for an argument or division among believers. Intense differences of opinions that develop into a huge conflict. And as I reflect of the worship wars in the scriptures, I think about Satan and God. There was a conflict there because why? Satan wanted to be, like you said, in charge. So worship wars, if you think about that definition, just think about it. Do we have it in our church? Don't answer that now.
Say that definition one more time.
So the definition, is my stuff not working? It says, worship wars happens when there's a disagreement or a personal preference over issues such as a music style, traditional services, instruments, usher's dress code, praise dancing. I remember when that was a worship war here. And approach to worship that has become the basis for our argument or division among believers. Intense differences of opinions that develop into a huge conflict. Yes.
And I don't think we should have those wars, because I just believe that's all about focus. It's all about where your focus is. Because when it's not focused on God, yeah, I'm looking at things. I'm looking at how you look and how you dress and how. But if my focus, because I think back in the old days when they just praised God, I mean, wasn't nobody saying that they should be pounding on the drums, or they should be blowing those. You know, that was their way of praise, and everybody just went on with it. You know, and I believe they had different tribes and different people doing different things. Some of them might do the Watusi dance, and, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? And I just think the focus was just on God. He wasn't on, okay, he's out of step, you know, or he's wearing or he ain't wearing the right stuff.
And that's the worship war, if it's not focusing on God. Yes.
And as time went on, it's more tradition and religious thoughts come into, well, you're supposed to do it like this, and, you know, all that is not, bottom line is not important. Worship God, period. That's
Worship God, period.
coming to.
Did you have something else to say? I remember when we first started the praise team, back way before Rachel, and it wasn't accepted a lot of times because we were so used to a traditional hymn singing, and people complained, you know. And so, not on our parts, we were trying to make it, you know, make it a conflict with the people. They just didn't want to change. I even remember when we did the praise dance. Yeah, I was instrumental in that one too. Where we had to, there were some members that had been a part, didn't think that praise dancing should be a part of our services. You know, so we had to go through some wars. Today we're good because, you know, but anytime there's a change, it seems like there's going to be a war. I just want to remind, Satan is a spirit and he belongs to the angels called cherubim. We know him as the devil, the ruler of darkness, the adversary, a liar, a serpent, and in Revelations, he is the dragon. Satan operates the spirit world. Satan operates in the spirit world, and he is the prince of the power of the air. This is found in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 2. And he is the enemy of God. So here was the issue. He was Lucifer at the beginning, like you said. He was the star of the morning. He had a great position and great authority. And what did he do? He became jealous of God, and he wanted to rule the universe. He wanted the war. He wanted everything to worship him. Okay? This is what I put right here. It said, could it be Satan? God versus Satan. That was a worship war right here. And in Isaiah 14, 13, 14, this is some of the things Satan had the nerve to say. He says, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. He said, I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly on the utmost heights of the sacred mountain. This is what Satan said. He had a lot of nerve. Just wasn't satisfied in his position at all. Then he said, I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. That is the first worship war. Satan wanted the worship to be about him. And as I read, you know, I thought about how many times have I had that attitude towards things. You know, about, you know, I. Sometimes I gets in the way a whole lot of times. You know, and you know, I don't want to be caught being that person that causes the conflict to my brother and my sister. You know, there's time. Yes.
And it was like, you know, when you're in that state of mind, you just want to be seen.
Wow.
You know, you want people to worship me. Yeah. I want y'all to see me.
Yeah.
See me.
Well, you know, we don't want to admit that. You know, that sometimes, and at the beginning, probably when I first started here, because I wanted to be, hey, Pastor, recognize that I play the piano and do this, and that was the wrong focus. And I was battling I was worried with that at the beginning when I started, doing, or looking at my
Right.
ministry differently, yes.
Because our focus should always be on God.
Yes, right.
Always, 100%.
Right.
And when it drifts off, and I want to think about me, and I want everybody to focus on me, and then that's when we get ourself in that thing, And then God, but you know what? Scripture say God is a jealous God. We ain't gonna take God's glory.
Right.
You know.
But